Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an M53 M55. It's a Tier 9 American SPG, and we're located on the west spawn of Airfield under the command of ChaosWarlord. Now, ChaosWarlord's in the M55, that's the 8-inch howitzer, and it's got the What Arty Noobs skin on his vehicle, kindly provided by Sir Rusty. Okay, battle's commenced and we're moving off to a firing position. Now it's an 8-inch howitzer, which means it can do 1050 hit points of damage if it can penetrate the armour of the enemy. And the problem is it can only penetrate up to 52mm, so if the shell is going to do the maximum damage, it needs to be either a thin-skinned vehicle or it needs to hit weak armour like the top of the vehicle. But he's loaded his shell and he's ready for business. Reload time's normally about 33 seconds or thereabouts. Okay, it's a good firing position here. Okay. And he's aiming towards the heavy alley in the north. Going for a T57 heavy is the first shot, I think. He's dialed in. Oh, and just as he fires, the T57 heavy pulls back, but he does splash him with 256 hit points, so at least it wasn't a waste. Okay, an Object 263 has been seen far off to the north of the airstrip, and in fact actually somebody is pinging the map. It's a T8, I believe, T30, sorry. And what we're looking at the moment is, this is the enemy Arty area. This is one of the places where enemy Arty tend to go. I know I've been known to go there myself. Get good shots on enemy tanks in the heavy area, so he's looking for tracer that shows that the enemy Arty are there. If you're a good Arty player, you should be able to find the enemy Arty, and if you found them, take them out of the game, and that will help your team to have a stun-free game. There are 3 enemy Artys on that team. 2 M53 55s and an Object 261. No tracer seen so far, but they could be in reload. Oh, there's a Conqueror. Now he can see that, he can dial in and rounds out. Should be a direct hit. Well, RNG said no, and the shell landed just on one side, but it still did 383 hit points of splash. Now, RNG is a very fickle thing for Arty because it does cause our shells to go off track and land away from where we're actually aiming, but that one certainly did a lot of damage to the Conqueror. And it does help if we mark the target with a T key, because that will attract the fire of our teammates. That's another Arty shell going in there. He fired another round at where the Conqueror was last seen. Oh my god, he killed him with a blind shot. He got him. He was still there. That is a brilliant start. So, 1 enemy tank to him. First kill of the game. Now, his other teammates are actually firing into grid square K9. So I think they think that there is enemy Arty over there. We know that the Object 263 was seen on that corner and the tree's been knocked over. So I think he's going to have a shot into that corner. See if anybody's at home. Well, if the 263 is still there, he probably got a bit of a headache after that shot. We're showing a reload time of 34.67 seconds. Okay, we've gone back to where the enemy Arty are probably located. Still looking for tracer, and we're reloading. 8 seconds to go. No tracer yet. It's 2.7 seconds for the shell to reach this point. You might notice I use several mods, one which actually shows the time of travel of shell, the reload time, and there's also an aim monitor which actually shows me how long it takes to dial in the aim on a target. And those are specific things that Arty players tend to use, because it really does help if you can get your shell dialed in perfectly on the target. He's marked that 257, he fires a round in on him. and it doesn't appear he got any damage. Right, well, reloading again. Oh, he did stun him. And he has lost some hit points, so maybe he did get some. Well, we've got an IS-7 on our team moving up right on the coastline, all the way up the far end. And I think he might proxy spot the enemy Arty if they're located there. Yep, there you go. You see he's right at the water's edge, which is not a place you'd normally expect a heavy tank to go. They'd normally be in heavy alleys. And that was one of our teammates firing his Arty in. We've got an M53, 55 and a GWE 100. And we got a direct hit there. We certainly hit the target. But we don't know which one we hit. There's the 257, so I think it wasn't that one we hit because he's not showing any stun. From our current position, it takes 2.5 seconds for the shell to fly across the battlefield to hit that spot. So you can see the sort of time delay we're looking at in terms of working out where we need to fire the shell and how long it needs to take to get there. We're loaded, ready to go, but we haven't got a target. Now, indications are coming in from other tanks. The GWE 100 thinks that the enemy Arty is in this corner. Although the IS-7 didn't find them, he is pinging the map for that grid square. So I think we might see enemy tracer if they are there. No, nothing yet. Okay, switch targets again. And it's the great thing about the M53, 55, it's on a turret at the back of the vehicle. It's actually an M47 Patton tank, but turned the other way around. So the front of the vehicle would normally be the rear of a Patton tank, and the front of the Patton tank is where the turret for the Arty goes. Let's have another look. The Type 61's moving in. Nope, there's no Arty in that corner, so is there anyone around the corner? This is one of the areas where Arty are known to be. They tend to go to the south edge because it makes it easier to fire into the enemy heavy corridor. And no, he hasn't found anyone yet. So maybe the enemy Arty are up north. They could be in grid square B0. Well, Type 61's moving north. Is there anybody in the TD house? That's where the TDs go. Oh, there is. And it's a ship bomb. And he just took out our Type 61. We fire around him and hit the FB4005. And our fellow Artys also have a go. We got a hit for 413 hit points. And we also picked up some stun assist. But well over 700 hit points of assist. And there's a T95 battling out with one of our Pattons. And unfortunately just been set on fire by the T95. Now, can we get around him? We're firing. It's a bit dangerous close. Yeah, we actually damaged one of our own team there. We hit the Patton. And the T95's been wiped out. He was killed by the GWE. But unfortunately our Patton suffered some severe damage there. And that might prevent us getting the high caliber. I'd say it might, but sometimes just recently it's happened that people have got high calibers even though they've actually done damage to their own team. And normally that, under the rules, you shouldn't normally get a high caliber if you did some team damage. Okay, going for the T57 heavy. Rounds out. Yes! We did get some damage, but it wasn't enough. It was only 29. And we're moving closer and closer to the enemy. I reckon the enemy Arty has to be in the northeast corner of the map, in grid square B0. That will be the other place that they might hide. There's 3 of them. They weren't found near the enemy cap area, so it's logical that they're up north. Okay, we've got an M103. We're dialing in. Looks like he just got hit by one of our own Arty. Rounds out. And it lands just next door to him for 315 hit points, which means one of our fellow Arties has received some stun assists. Now, I don't think we want to move away from this position. We'll fall off the edge of the cliff. And the M103 is tracked. And he's dangerously low on hit points. If he gets hit by another Arty round of splash nearby, he's going to be out of the game. And that T57 Heavy is having a good go in our E75. Firing his 4 shots out, and he's dead. The Conway got him in the end. There's the M103. We're loaded, ready to go. Oh, the M103 just exploded. The Foch got a ammo rack on him. Now the ST1 is just behind that bush. Now, I think he's been distracted, ChaosWarlord, because otherwise he should be firing at that thing right now. He's definitely distracted. Oh, he's over the other side. No, he was picking up some other information, I believe. Now, we know that the ship barn was seen on top of that mount, but the enemy Arty is probably over in the trees in the far distance. The ST1's just over the edge of the cliff. We can't get a shot because he's in defilade. So we can either hit that mount there, or we can look for Tracer in the bushes just over, slightly further on and to the left. There's the FP4005. Rounds out straight away. Oh! And, well, we picked up 461 damage, but he was killed immediately afterwards, so we picked up some stun assist. Now we're 2 tanks up on the enemy. We occupy the enemy cap area. Although we're not capping, we've got a Conway there. And I'm pretty sure the enemy Arty is somewhere in this block. Because this is where they would be. If they weren't in the south and they weren't behind the cap, this is where they would be. Okay, so we're looking for enemy Tracer. We're ready to go. The moment we spot the enemy Tracer, we'll be able to shoot. One trick that you can use is if you press your V key like this, it's much easier to see the Tracer. That's a little trick that we told all our Arty players. And if you try it out, you might be able to see the Tracer more clearly when it fires. The moment the Arty has fired, you put your V key down again, and up comes the display, and you can aim at them and shoot them. That's the 2-minute warning. Well, there's one of the enemy Arty. It's the M53-55, and he's making a run towards the cap. We fired a round in and we splashed him, and he was killed immediately afterwards. So we picked up some stun assist off that one and some damage. 137 hit points and 313 stun assist. We've got 2.3k of damage so far. There's the Conway, and the other Arty are aiming for that corner, so I think they think that the enemy's there. There's the enemy Griller. Dialing in, almost ready to shoot. Rounds out. And a direct hit. Now, as you know, the Griller's very, very lightly armoured, so that round has more than likely done a huge amount of damage to him. Yes, it has. He's dropped by lost half his health in that shot, and he's been wiped out now. That's the 1-minute warning. There's 3 enemy left. 2 Arty, and yes, I saw the Tracer there. And yep, there's another Tracer there. So there's 2 Arty in that location. He's worked out where they are. He's just waiting for the reload to complete. Rounds out. There's the Waffenträger as well. Oh my god, he got a Bombardier! He took out both of the enemy Arty with that shot. One shot, very well placed, took out both of the remaining Arty, And the Waffenträger's been killed by our M53-55, and that's game over. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tanker for ChaosWarlord in the M53, M55. He picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 20 in that game. And he also got a Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. A Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by others. But he did pick up the high caliber after all. Even though he did some damage to one of his teammates during that battle, he managed to get it. And he also got a Bombardier medal for taking out 2 of the enemy Arty with 1 shot. The Object 261 and the M53-55. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, there it is, right at the top of the table, 4,785 hit points of damage. The next high scorer was the other M53-55 on his team, Haribote, who managed to get 3,885. And after that, the next high scorer was the T55A on the enemy team, 2,920. When it came to kills, again, he's top of the table. Alongside the Gorilla 15, they both got 3 kills apiece. And then we've got the AMX-50 Foch with the T95, both got 2 kills. And when it came to base XP, he was right at the very top again. So I guess you could say it's a clean sweep. 1,433 base experience points. The M53-55 on his team, the other one, Haribote, got 949, and the T95, 930. So let's have a look at detail. He fired 14 rounds during that game. He got 4 direct hits, 1 penetration, splash damage on 16, damage of 4,785 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He did do 161 hit points of damage to his own teammate during that game to the Patton tank. He did damage 12 of the enemy and kill 3. So he actually hit all but 3 of the enemy team in that game. So 4/5 of the enemy team were touched by him and 1/5 was killed. He did 4,229 hit points of damage from stun and 13 stuns. And that's why he picked up such a high base XP, because he really did help his team to get damage on the enemy whilst the enemy was stunned. On the credit side, he earned 82,847 credits, got 35,380 for personal missions payout, but he was fined 4,224 credits for damaging the Patton, and his total came to 114,003 credits in total. After ammunition resupply, and these shells are quite expensive, he actually took away 75,563 credits overall. He received 2,150 XP, -2 for damaging the Patton, ×3 for the first victory of the day, and he got a personal missions payout of 966, so his total came to 7,410 experience points altogether. So pretty good game there. He actually said bombardiered 2 SPGs. I don't think we're too worried about that. They were the enemy SPG, and therefore they are legitimate targets. I'd be more worried if you bombardiered 2 of your own SPGs in that game, but yeah, I'm sure the Patton driver forgave you in the end for accidentally damaging him. That T95 looked as if it was about to take him out. And after all, the GWE 100 on your own team also damaged that Patton when he took out the T95. So, if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.